and there's no sort of capitulation on the smaller non-prestige
the smaller schools are having difficulty. Their cost for marketing is more expensive because they're a lesser brand. Their SEO probably isn't doing as well. A lot of those schools are reaching out to companies like us to ask for help, and they're not a fit in our portfolio because we know we can't be as successful with a big national brand for a number of reasons. And I think the bigger players are similar, and I think that's like, as well as like 2U only has pretty well recognized national brands they work with.
Right. Well, I mean, yes and no, right? They seem to have this funnel, so they'll have really well recognized brands, and then they'll have further down their funnel, they'll have some not well recognized brands, that can catch the rest of them. So I feel like it's actually kind of half-half for them. I don't know.
Well, but you're talking about 2,000 schools, and they're working with schools that are probably top 200, 250 ranked. So you're talking about the 10% schools. Okay. Those are still pretty well recognized. Okay. It's these smaller schools like, it's like these really regional podunk schools that are in, Pennsylvania, Iowa, that you've never heard of, that have had online programs that were successful, and now their enrollments are dwindling.
I see. Oh, that's interesting. And closing up shop in some cases.
Exactly. Or some schools have just stopped. They stop offering it, or they just can't be successful.
Okay, all right. Just coming back to the overall industry, it's a fair for me to paraphrase you to say that, look, there's these different models. There's your model. There's the bundled stuff that 2U does. There's the completely disbundled noodle version, and you think all of those different sort of business approaches will be successful going forward?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you look at how quickly the growth in online programs has been, the growth in graduate programs, the growth in certificates and undergraduate programs, I think there's still enough space for everyone to be successful. I don't know what a $25 billion industry market potential, and I think OPM's for the exact stat from Adventures is only like $2 billion or something right now in revenue. There's a number of programs. There's probably 75 programs that fit at a graduate level into all of our portfolios, and there's a few hundred schools. There's and that's not even touching undergraduate programs. There's thousands of opportunities out there, and a lot of us only need 10 to 20 or even 30 new programs a year. And there's just so much interest in the space. I think across the board, there going to be a lot of success for kind of these top OPM players.
Okay. Yeah, got it. The other way for you guys to expand your revenue is for, there's the increasing number of students, but also there's the increasing tuition. Just raising price obviously doesn't hurt. Is there a point where, and my sense is generally speaking, there's been a lot of price sensitivity, but I guess, do you think there's a point where eventually there will be where, look, like you take a slower revenue share, and so in theory, if a school's got a good, healthy volume of students up and running, they could possibly price compete and draw away from other schools that, are pushing the tuition envelope? Or does it just not work that way? Is there any price competition or price sensitivity in the market?
Yeah, I think there absolutely is. So, there could be. That's why we win a lot of potential programs. We've won some from our competitors in the space because we've been at a slightly lower tuition revenue share. But there's also a floor to it. If someone comes in and says, yeah, we can be successful at 20%, realistically they probably won't. Or they can be, but the enrollment numbers will be a third of what someone else could do at 40 or 50%. And that's also why 2U does have an advantage there, is getting higher tuition revenue shares allows them to spend more money on marketing to have bigger student numbers. And depends on the structure. I don't know how their structure is, but most programs to get off the ground, if you're using an outsourced instructional design company for a master's program with 10 courses, it could be anywhere from $30,000 to $45,000. I see